Yes, that's okay. No worries. I know it takes a second. You're excited to get on and you're like, oh crap, I forgot to meet. That's why I say it a few times. But we're going to go ahead and jump into it. It's our Thursday night newbie and just training in general call. There's just a couple of things that I want to address really quickly that are just housekeeping items, and then we're going to move right along. It's been happening more and more lately, and it's very typical, and sometimes you don't even think about it, but we do it. And there's reasons why I'm going to ask you not to do it. So don't be offended if you've done it, or if you do it, because I've done it too. But when you see a fellow prover posting something, and you choose to comment on that, don't say things like, hey, that's so awesome, can I share that? Or can I use that too? Because that looks really cheesy in network marketing to my friends if you post that on my page. And I just don't like that. It's nothing personal, but it devalues that post, because then someone who is not a prover sees that and they're like, okay, why would she post that exact same thing? Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not a personal thing. Use the post. I don't care. I'm not one of those people that gets weirded out if you guys share my stuff. I personally think if you're going to take something that someone else writes, you want to change it up though. You're not me, right? You're not Amanda. You're not Jennifer. So your personality is going to be different. So if you like the content of a post that another Prove It person has posted, just tweak it. Change it up a little bit. Reword just a little bit of the personal stuff. Maybe use an emoji, or don't use emojis if you're someone that wouldn't necessarily use emojis. So don't be someone else, be you. Also, if you post on someone else's prover's post, make sure it's appropriate. You may not mean anything by it, but just be very mindful what you comment on another prover's post, because their non-prover friends are watching, and it's marketing. So you don't want to say anything that could be interpreted as negative or salesy or any kind of businessy, because that's just not, you know what I mean? That's not the vibe that we're putting out in our post. So when you market something, if you comment on something that's marketish, then it devalues that post. Even if it's like a testimony, just be very careful and mindful of how you're posting, or commenting rather, on another prover's post. And that's not to, like, you know, pull anybody out, embarrass anybody, or say anything, because I've done it too. So yeah, you just don't want to ever. I've seen a couple comments on people's photos, and it may be just a little hint of either a doubtful thing or a snide thing, or maybe you're trying to give advice or something, and someone's wall is absolutely not the appropriate place to do that. Let's say if I post something and you want to know who that is, how they got that testimony, that's not appropriate to ask me on that post. Okay, that's just unprofessional. That you would message me and say, hey, I saw you post that before and after of that one chick. How long did she use keto? What was she using? Or, you know, do you know how long the pictures were? Or is that real? Is that a real picture? See how the difference is? We can talk like that and conversate back and forth, and I know your heart in it. But if somebody else is looking on and you're asking questions and kind of like, it's almost like you're questioning what they posted, and I just don't like that, and I just don't want that. And I'm sure many other people feel that way. So just, not that you're doing it intentionally at all, I don't think that, but be very mindful when commenting on someone else's post. And please never never comment on a post if you can share it. Just text that person or message that person really quick and say, hey, do you mind if I use that or something like that? Because I think it just looks silly when you ask to share something. So that's really quickly. We are going to be having another Zoom sometime, probably over the weekend, hopefully, to address a few other things that are just things that have come up, and just like some good, awesome things, and just some housekeeping things, and just things that are going to make us better and grow better and do better. So I'm going to be meeting with all of my leaders. We're going to have a leaders call, and then after that leaders call, we're going to come up all together, and we're all going to share a little bit with each of you. And I think that will be a very, very crucial call to be on. So I want to give you a heads up that will be in the pipeline very soon. When you grow like this, this craziness, and you have all these mix of people, and so many people are coming in and out, there's tons of personalities and tons of unique differences, and so we just want to make sure we're all on the same page and have that same culture, and we're developing that same culture and cultivating that so we can really stick with what we have because it's awesome. So just to throw that out there. Okay, so I don't know about y'all, but if you were not on that call last night, you missed some really exciting news. So we have some enhancement to our compensation plan. Amanda or so Jennifer, a couple people, can you post in the biohackers page and tell people if they cannot get on the Zoom to call in? Because I think they can call in still if it's full. Thank you, if you don't mind doing that. So we have some enhancements to the compensation plan. And I have had, not exaggerating, I probably had 150 messages today asking me what the enhancements to the compensation plan were. If you were not on that call, it was recorded and we posted it in the biohackers page. So you can go in there and watch the call. It's like 30 minutes. However, these enhancements are live right now in your back office. They're live. Everything is in there. You can go and look at it in your rewards plan, in your documents that are on your homepage of your cloud. Everything is now changed and all the information is in there. So it's at your fingertips. So you don't have to ask anybody because you can go in there and read it yourself. So it's literally in the documentation. Yes, the link of the webinar is up under my original post where I posted the graphics of the new compensation features. It's in that link. Somebody, I can't remember who posted it. All you have to do is put your first and last name and your email and you can log right into it live. But you can go right in your back office and look at it now. And you can also read it in your rewards plan. And I highly suggest, if you have not read the rewards plan, download that to your computer and read it. Just read through it, because when you very first join and you look at that, it's like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. Like I don't even know where to begin, right? You know why? Because you're not in that activity, you're not hearing that lingo and that verbiage, so you're not really sure what it is. You're in it a week or two and you're slinging that verbiage and you know exactly what it is. So when you read it, it makes more sense. Okay, so I would definitely, for you that have been in for a little while, a few weeks or months, go over that rewards plan, because little things are going to pop out to you. The things that you unlock every time you hit a new rank, you're like, well, what does that mean? Go read it. It's going to tell you exactly what it unlocks. It's going to tell you what bonuses that you've just now earned. So it's just a good way to go over it, and it's going to make more sense to y'all now because you're familiar with the language. What does the new tweaks in the compensation plan mean for us? What it means for us is we're going to have far more team members hitting GoPro and MVP and not missing out. So that makes me extremely happy. We never want to, Brian's heart in it is never wanting to have someone feel they have to join or not to join. So they want to have 100%, if anybody, 100% love for customers and 100% love for promoters. Like there's no like, oh, I really want you to be a promoter. No, we love you. If you just want to be a customer, or if you have friends or family that say, you know what, this business is not for me, but boy, I do love this product and I want to be a customer, then he wants us to benefit from that, right? So that's really what it means. So it started live February 1st. So if you joined, if you are in your GoPro period or in your MVP period, this is live for you. If you're out of your GoPro and MVP period, this is live for you. So it's across the board. Everything is ready to go with the new tweaks, okay? So what does that mean? GoPro. GoPro is now 800 PTV. So it's 800 in volume with 2 customers. So you have to have at least 2 customers, but you can have all of your customers have that 800, or you can have, some of that 600 come from a promoter pack. It doesn't matter. As long as you have 800 in PTV, personal team volume, and 2 of those are unique customers. And what a unique customer is a unique address. So if Lynn and her husband bought from me, that would not be 2 customers, even though it's 2 people, that's 1 address. So a unique customer is a unique address. So it would have to be Lynn and her husband and then someone else. Does your own experience pack volume count? For GoPro, yes, it goes towards your team volume. So it goes towards the $1,000 in team volume that you need. Okay, so if you have to press the Go Challenge button within 48 hours to get your experience pack to count for that 1,000 team volume. Are we all clear on that? Because I know there was some confusion. So if you join, very first, when you join Prove It, if you buy an experience pack, you have 48 hours to push your Go Challenge. And what the Go Challenge is, it starts your timer. It starts your GoPro Challenge. So you have 14 days to hit that 800 in PTV. So the 2 customers and the 800. If you buy the experience pack and you push the Go Challenge, that volume is going to go into that 1,000 team volume that you need. Okay, so you want to do that. You don't want to miss out on that 600 and some odd volume if that's what you're buying. Okay, so make sure when you join, you push that Go Challenge button immediately. I tell people not to wait. I don't care if it's 10 o'clock at night and you just joined, push your dang Go Challenge button, because sometimes it happens more often than not, you forget. So you want to push that Go Challenge button right away. If someone in GoPro phase right now joined before February 1st, it's already in your team volume. So your team, if you push your Go Challenge, it would already be in your team volume. So if nothing's changed, that's not changed. That's the same as before. So if it was the same before this, in your GoPro Challenge, if you push your Go Challenge button in 48 hours, your experience pack volume counted towards your GoPro Challenge. Okay, your GoPro bonus. That's exactly the same. So as long as you push the Go Challenge, it's fine. That's exactly the same. MVP, it's exactly the same. It's 1,600 in volume, okay? And you can have any volume as long as you have 4 unique customers. So that's still the same, okay? But you just don't have to have all of the promoter volume. You could have all customers if you want to. So if you don't have anybody join you, guess what? You can still hit MVP. Like, how exciting is that, right? You don't have to build a team. It's customers. So I really like that, because sometimes, you know, maybe you're that person that doesn't have people jump on board right away, but you have a ton of customers. So now you're still eligible to hit these bonuses, and you can get those bonuses with customer volume. Jennifer,
Kelly,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I had a question. Some of my, I think they're level 2s of mine. We're looking at their cloud today to see where they're at, because they're still in their MVP window.
Mm-hmm.
And theirs said 2,000 on there, not 1,600.
Okay. Well, I know I was going to tell you this. The cloud has been being updated all day, and so they actually were off server line for a while. If you're a champion, you probably noticed that your champ bonuses were gone, and they were green before. So I would say right now, let's give it another 24 hours before we ask back office questions, because they're dealing with some tweaks.
Yeah, I have one, like, I think like ends tomorrow, and the one ends, her MVP ends the day after that. So we're just trying to gauge where she's at, so we know where we need to work on.
Okay. I will double check it when we get off here.
Okay.
Just to make sure. Hang on one second, guys.
Thanks.
Sorry, my grandson's crying. I was telling my daughter to go check on him. Okay, so yeah, so with the, you know how I just said for GoPro, let's back it up. GoPro, you have to have 1,000 in team volume. Okay, so it's the same thing with the MVP. Okay, you have to have, and I know that sounds confusing, but if you look at your, we can screen share. Hold on, let me see how I can do this. I want you to actually be able to see it. Where's my rewards for you? Give me a second. It's performance rewards complete. It's the name of it when you pull it up in your back office. Okay. Okay, now let me go back to Zoom. And let me screen share. Okay. Okay, so kickoff rewards first 30 days. Who is eligible? All engaged promoters. 14 days for GoPro. It's going to tell you what you're going to receive. One-time $250 cash bonus, 100 improvement bucks. And this is going to get confusing for new people, so I don't want to go too far into this, but as some of you who have been in, you know that it unlocks the Go Fast bonuses, okay? Eligibility requirements right here. Minimum personal qualifying volume, 100. Personal team volume is now 800, okay? 2 unique customers and overall team volume of 1,000. Make sense? Okay, same exact thing for MVP that it was, the same exact thing that it was for GoPro. The only thing different, y'all, is that you don't have to have the separate BVs. So you're not having to have ABC in customer volume and ABC in promoter volume. So here, MVP, it's very similar. You have to have $100 in PQV, 1,600 BV, which could be customers and promoters, but at least 4 customers, unique customers, and 2,000 TV total. Okay, so it's the same as it was. It's just saying, basically it's saying that you don't have to split the customer and the promoter volumes anymore. You just have to have those. You just have to have the overall amount now instead of the broken down customer and promoter volume. So basically, just think of it this way. You can have, because a lot of people are like, oh, I have 50 BV left. I need 50 more in promoter volume. So they had one more night to do it. So what was their option? They either had to have one of their new promoters buy another $50, or they had to assign someone and have them buy, $50 worth of volume so they could get the bonus. Now that could be taken care of by a customer, as long as you have your 2 for GoPro and your 4 for MVP. Okay, so think of it the same. It hasn't really changed in its entirety. It's just, I personally think it's going to be a lot easier to hit because you're not having to separate the 2, promoter volume and customer volume. You can just say, okay, I'm just going to go for volume. Whatever I get and whatever I get the fastest, and to get to that 800, I'm going to get MVP, or I'm going to get GoPro. And then same thing with MVP. As soon as you get 1,600, as long as you have 4 unique customers and 2,000 overall, you're going to hit your MVP. So even if it's all customers outside of your 4 instead of promoter, which I think is pretty awesome. They have also set or reset for an All-Star. So I hit All-Star my first month. That's a $1,000 bonus. So that's a really huge bonus. And now we get to earn that again, which is super cool. So it's exactly the same thing. I would have to have 5 personally sponsored people go MVP. So as soon as you get 5 personals, they can't be down the line. So you can't be 2, level 2s and level 3s. They have to be level 1s. And as soon as they hit MVP, 5 of them, you're going to go All-Star. So that's pretty exciting. I know Amanda is and Chad and or Aaron and Mike and David and Kent are excited because they're going to reset that too. Okay. With that, the reset on the MVP. So a lot of people are confused about this. If you have never hit MVP and you're in your first 30 days, you will get $1,000 if you hit MVP. If you are out of your first 30 days, if you did or didn't hit MVP, it doesn't matter. If you're out of your first 30 days, you will get $500 for the reset. Does that make sense? So if you've never hit MVP and you're in your 30 days, first 30 days, you get double the bonus. So it's $1,000. If you've already hit or if you've never hit and you're out of your 30 days, you get $500. So I hit MVP, so I already got paid at $500. We had a couple of other double ones, and I hit those too, and now I get to hit it again for another 500. I wouldn't get 1,000 because I already got my 500. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of that. If you're out of your first 30 days, you don't get 1,000, you just get another 500. Okay, and if you didn't hit your MVP your original 30 days, that's okay. You get another chance, so you would earn that $500, not 1,000. Okay. How awesome is it that you're going to be? I just think breaking MVPs is going to be a whole heck of a lot easier, and it's going to move so much faster now with the enhancement on the compensation plan. Um, the other big, huge enhancement is the endorsement bonus. So, Prove It Bucks. We can now use Prove It Bucks on all of our flavors of keto. Okay? We were only able to use it on orange, and now we can use it on orange, chocolate, or cream, 100% dollar for dollar. Okay? Max, we can use 50%. Okay? So 100% of orange, chocolate, or cream, and 50% for the max. There's a $250 weekly maximum that you can spend. I highly suggest you do not use your Prove It Bucks for yourself. You heard Natalie say that if you're on the call last night, and I couldn't agree with her more. Utilize your Prove It Bucks for your customers, your giveaways, to give people coupons. Now we can give our Prove It Bucks to other people. We can give them to customers, potentials, and say, hey, here's a coupon for $10 off. Here's, thank you for being a loyal customer for 3 months. Here's $50 off. Whatever you want to do, utilize it. So now you can pay partial orders. You can pay the whole order. You can, break it down on the Prove It Bucks. So that's a huge deal because we were not able to do that before. So it's really, really cool. Curious about the Prove It Bucks if we give customers enough. Is it cut it in half of using the max? Yeah, so they can only use it for half of the max. So they wouldn't be able to cover the whole cost of the max is basically what that means. You get 50% of the cost of the max with the Prove It Bucks. You also can't use, and this should be common sense, y'all, you can't use coupon codes on discounts. So when we have 25% off, they're not going to allow you to take another 25% off. That would be silly. So anytime we have a discounted sale or promotion, you cannot use that on SmartShip unless they specifically say on SmartShip also, which rarely ever happens because SmartShip's already discounted. And you can't use these codes and stuff on when there's a discount. So you want to make sure that it's retail, regular priced time for you to give your giveaways and your, sorry, I'm just trying to check on the chat here, your discounts and coupon codes. If you have a bank, a lot of people, like I store my Prove It Bucks. I haven't bought them in a while because I just had all that free product from those giveaways. That's okay. You can you can store your Prove It Bucks. You don't have to use them. You can let them accumulate and then just use them as you see fit whenever you want to. So I get this question a lot. So I just joined. People say, I just joined and I have no idea what I do next. So I signed up, I have my experience back, or I have my product and now I don't know what to do. This is probably the most simplistic business I've ever seen in my life. There's not a lot to it. There's not a whole lot of steps and things you have to learn to do. That's the great thing about this, is that you can literally get in and jump right into this full force pretty easily, okay? So your number one first thing that you want to do if you're new and you're sitting here like, okay, I just joined today, what do I do? Your first and foremost job is to create curiosity and excitement on your social media. That's the very, very first thing you're going to want to do. And why do we do that? Because we have something incredible and awesome, and it speaks for itself, and it's the easy part. The product is like a cinch, seriously. Like this, you couldn't have it any easier, okay? Creating the business aspects for some people is a little harder. So what we want you to do is work on curiosity, piquing people's interest, so that helps your influence. It's going to boost your influence up because people are going to wonder what's going on with you. When there's a lot of excitement, when you post things that may be out of the box for you, people do notice. And so that's what we want you to do. We want you to talk about things like, hey, has anybody ever tried the Atkins diet and thought it was really hard? And you're going to get a lot of engagement from that. First of all, you're asking the question. Millions, literally millions of people tried the Atkins diet. So like probably 75% of your Facebook page would know what you're talking about. And it was really hard. And so not that keto is Atkins, because it's absolutely not, but it's similar enough where it provokes conversation. And that's the goal, okay? So we want you to do thoughtful, different posts that are going to entice engagement and questions. And so you might say something like, has anybody on my Facebook page ever been in ketosis? Some people are going to have absolutely no clue what that means. Some people that did the Atkins diet, or some people who have used weight loss clinics or things like that, they may, if someone's in the medical field, a nurse, whatever, they may. So they may wonder why you're asking, and they may engage you, right? So little things like that are going to get a lot of comments. You can say something like, what would the fat for fuel? Or if you could burn fat for fuel, would you? Or would you like to burn fat for fuel? You want to entice them into asking you questions so you can share the campfire video. That's really what it's for. So creating excitement and curiosity. Excitement about doing something new. If I had joined Prove It, and I came out and just said, I joined Prove It. They have this ketone product. This is what it does. And I listed all the benefits. I told you exactly how much it was. I told you everything about it. And I posted that. Do you think I would have hit Champ 6 my first month? Probably not, right? I hardly said anything about anything. I took a picture of myself. I talked for a few days about Max and kept saying, oh my gosh, Max has changed my life. I can't wait for you to meet Max. I'm so excited about Max. I took a picture of a box and I said, oh my gosh, are you ready to meet Max? People freaked out. They were commenting and going crazy all week long saying, who the heck is Max? What is Max? What are you talking about? Because I was engaging them, right? I was piquing their curiosity and making them wonder what I was doing. I kept talking about being super excited about it, how awesome it was, how awesome he was. And so when I took that picture with that big box and I said, what the contents of this box has radically changed our lives. And we're so excited to share Max with you. And then I think I posted next a picture of the Max packet and said, meet Max. Who's ready to meet Max? And it literally blew up. I sold 200 samples of the Max in 15 minutes on social media. That was like one or two Facebook posts. That's what you want to do. You don't want to post a picture of every single benefit on the side of the box and then post about it. You want to build up to that. So you want to create that curiosity and excitement and get your friends wondering, one, what you're doing or what you're about to do. Two, what's a little bit about the product and what it is without saying too much, right? The least you say, the better. Seriously. You don't even have to say, prove it. You don't even have to say, keto OS. You can just simply drop little things about ketones, ketosis, super fuel, energy, fat loss, and things like that, and build up to letting people say, okay, what are you doing? I know you're promoting a product. What is it? That's what opens the door for you to shoot the campfire video, which I've gotten this question too. Who doesn't know where their campfire video is? Does anybody not know where your personal link to the campfire video is? Because if you don't, you need to learn quickly, right? When you join, you have your own link to the campfire video, okay? You have your own website that will say experienceketo.com, whatever your username is or your referrer code. If you use the same, it's going to be personalized to you. So if you send that campfire video, they can actually request a sample from you from that website. So that's where your campfire video is. You don't have to ask someone for it. It's right there in your cloud. You can share it from your cloud to your Facebook and Twitter. I don't use Twitter, but I do use my Facebook, and so I share it from that. You can copy and paste it. You can save it in your notes on your cell phone. I do that. That way when people ask me, I can just copy and paste it. But the Experience Keto site is the site that you want to send people to watch the campfire video. So when people comment on a post of yours, if they like a post that you're talking about ketones or ketosis, you're going to shoot them over the campfire video. And you might say something as simple as this. Hey, Susie Q, I saw that you posted on my Atkins post. I am so excited about this new awesome product I've been taking. It's mind-blowing. It's so much easier to eat keto. It's so much easier to eat low carb. Watch this 4-minute video and hit me back with what you think when you're done. You're asking her, will you watch this video? It's 4 minutes, and will you hit me back and tell me what you think when you're done? She may watch the video and not respond right away, or she may watch the video and be like, holy smokes, is that for real? Like, can I eat glucose and still be, have ketones present? Watch the video and then have them hit you back. That's our first step. right? That's the watch part of our training. That's watch part of our plan. There is also drink your sample. I've never used it in 3 months, 4 months until now. Drink your sample is also one of your websites. It's on your cloud. You can copy it. You can post it to your Facebook page. It's exactly like the Experience Keto site. Save it as well. It's a more in-depth video. Rob DeBoer does it. He breaks down. It's incredible. He breaks down how to use it, why to use it. He breaks down the orange and the chocolate. Okay. So I personally really, really like that video. I think he did a great job. He doesn't do the max, which I hope they do update soon because the max is awesome. But if you watch the drink your sample, I think you'll love it. And I think some people specifically in your life may like that video a little bit better because it's more, I don't know if it's personable, but it's more like explaining. I think this kind of gets into it more in detail. So try that too. You can share that video as well. And ask him the same thing. Hey, can you watch this video and tell me what you think? Yeah, informative. Just say, hey, can you watch this quick video and then hit me back with what you think? I really want your opinion on this. As soon as they do, that's the first step, right? Watch. The next step would be connect. Okay, that's so simple, right? We're not asking you to be the know-all. We're not asking you to know everything about ketones and ketosis because I know you guys don't know everything yet. I don't. I've been doing this for 4 months. The connect is the super easy part. Your friends are going to come back and ask you questions. Your first thought is going to be to answer the questions, right? I don't want you to. We don't want you answering questions, which sounds funny. It sounds weird, but we don't. We want you to connect them with a tool, which is either one of us, another video, a call, a Dr. Dom video, a Dr. Mary Newport video, Dr. Andy, anything that they can listen to, watch, or connect with like this. A Zoom, a three-way, a one-on-one, a conference call, whatever it is, you want to connect them. That's the connect part. You don't want to answer them because you're not going to know everything. You're not going to be able to answer them and give them that third-party validation, which is what we're looking for, okay? Plus, if Susie Q gets on the phone or on a message and you start rattling off all this medical science, talking about the mitochondria and the cell uptake and all this information, it's like mass overload, they're going to think that they can't do it, right? They're going to think, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about what she just said. There's no way I could do this with her because I'm lost already. But if I put you in on the phone with Amanda and she's a stay-at-home mom like you, or and she relates to you super easy and just says, oh my gosh, I drink this and I feel awesome. I have so much energy. I don't have the mommy brain anymore. How much more relatable is that, right? So much more. So the third-party validation is really, really good. So don't be a tool, be the tool, right? Utilize your upline, utilize your team members, utilize the leaders in our business to help you with the connect part. So the watch, connect, and then the last step would be experience, and now it's enroll. Experience and enroll are the same thing. We want the ultimate outcome is we want people to experience the product, right? So we want them to enroll as a customer or enroll as a promoter. So that is it. That is literally all you're going to be doing all day long is watch, connect, experience, enroll. Watch, connect, experience, or enroll. The watch part is the campfire video or the drink your sample. Those are your two go-tos every single time, all day, every day. You cannot get enough eyeballs on the campfire video or the drink your samples video. Everyone should have eyeballs on that video, literally. Connect them immediately. If they ask anything, I don't care if they ask them one question, connect them with a third party. Connect them with a tool, a video, a call, one of our uplines, get them on a Zoom, get them in a three-way chat. And then the outcome for everyone is to get them on the product. Whether they buy a 5-day sample from you, whether they buy a 10-day, whether they enroll as a customer online, or if they enroll as a promoter. Those are the steps that this business is about, and that's it. I can promise you, if you stick to those, you're going to go super fast and you're going to explode. If you veer from those, you're going to go really slow. If you try to be the expert, you're going to go so slow. If you try to wait until you know everything about ketones and ketosis, you're going to go so slow. But if you just grab it by the horns and run with it and listen and watch, connect, and experience and enroll, you're going to go so fast. And by the time you turn around, you're going to be champ, and you're going to be like, holy smokes. And you probably won't even know half about the compensation plan, and you're just going to be tip of the iceberg about knowing ketones and ketosis, but you're going to be Gen 6. You can learn it, right? I did not know the compensation plan. Shoot, I'm still learning, and I'm Champ 8. I was almost to 9 this month. Like, it's insane. So really, don't try to be the expert. Don't try to talk to your friends. Don't try to sound smart. Don't try to know everything, because you're shooting yourself in the foot. Let Christy be smart. Let Amanda be smart. Let Marcy be smart. Let them do the talking. When you're listening, because that's what you're going to be doing on these three-way calls and on these Zooms, when you're listening, you're learning. So not only is it third-party validation for your prospect, it's learning for you, because you're going to listen to all your leaders talk to you about, talk to potentials all day long about ketones and ketosis. So guess what you're going to do? You're going to learn, and you're going to say the same things in a few weeks that they did. So I can tell you that I literally listen to Michael, I don't know, 1,000 times a day, literally. I mean, over and over and over, every hour, say the exact same thing for months. And so I can hear Michael talking in my sleep sometimes. I hear his voice, I hear the same things over and over, but now I do the exact same thing. So everything that I listened to for weeks, I soaked in, and now I use. So it's 100% duplication. It's the easiest way to do it. It's the best way to learn. And when you're repetitive learning, it's the best way you absorb it, and you do it naturally. So when you're listening on all these three-way calls, if you're listening on all these three-way messages, if you're getting on Zooms, you're going to start doing it, and it's going to be second nature. So a couple of weeks from now, your people are going to be putting you in three-way chats. So that's the goal. Watch, connect, experience, enroll. All right. Creating curiosity and excitement on your Facebook page should be easy. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It can be a few little posts here and there. We had a whole big board at Epic, and we were writing. We had a ton of engaging posts, and they weren't that fantastic. It doesn't take a lot, just a little question here and there to get people to ask you questions, because that's all you really want. As soon as they say something or even like it, you're going to shoot them the video, and that's it. I can tell you that if you don't talk to a lot of people every single day, if you don't get a lot of eyes on the video every single day, you will go slow. You've seen the pace that I set for this team. Everybody else coming down the pipeline has said it, they stepped it up even faster, right? So we're getting faster and faster and faster. I can absolutely look at you tonight and tell you there is no secret sauce. There isn't anything different that any of us that are going fast are doing that we have not shared with you. The only thing that the ones that are going really fast are doing that you may not see is the hundreds of people we talk to every single week. It's the hundreds of eyes we have on the campfire video and the day through sample video that you don't see. It's the late nights that we're messaging people until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and responding to emails and reaching out to our friends and family that you don't see. So I want you to know, because I've had it asked all the time, how is everybody going so fast? Because we're putting in the time. We're putting in the effort. I promise you that's it. If you can't do that, if you work a full-time job, I need you to be realistic. I'm not saying you can't be successful, because you absolutely can. But don't get down on yourself because you're not going as fast as, say, hello, me, who stays home every day. It doesn't have to get up and go to work every day. Yes, I have a busy life and I have kids, but I'm home. I can sit at my desk and send out 1,000 messages if I want to. You may not be able to. So it's important to me for your personal growth and development that you be very realistic with your goals. If you know that you don't have the time, the same amount of time that, say, David and Candy are putting into their business, or Amanda and Chad, or Aaron and Mike are putting into their business, please don't wonder why you're not going as fast as them. It's not rocket science, y'all. I promise you, there's absolutely nothing different about any of us. It's really not. It's a matter of activity. It's a matter of how much of those simple activities are being done every day. That is the only differentiator. I'm telling you, I swear. So if you know, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom. Maybe you haven't been doing it. Let's be real. I'm a keep it real type of person. If you're maybe sending the campfire video once or twice a week, you're not working your business. That's why you're not moving forward. It's not that you can't do it. It's not that you don't know how to do it. It's that you're choosing not to engage in the activity. And I know some of you don't want to hear that, but that's just the bottom line. You have to be engaged in this activity for there to be results. That's with anything though. So you really, at the end of the day, if you're not where you want to be, you need to ask yourself, what are you doing? Are you doing the things that you know bring the success? Are you doing what you need to do, and how much are you doing it? It's okay if you can't do this full time. Not everybody can. And like I said, you can still be successful and not do it full time. You know, I like to beat my dogs so they don't wake up my yeah, the dogs are deciding to wrestle and be loud. So if you know that you don't have 8 hours a day, let's say you have an hour every night. Let's be realistic. Let's say you work a full-time job or you have stuff going on in your life, you have 1 hour to improve it. I encourage you in that 1 hour, get as many eyeballs on the campfire video as you possibly can. That's the ticket. People have to see what we have to be able to say yes. If they have no idea what this product does or how it works, they're not going to buy it. They're not. So you have to make sure that you're getting what we have into people's sight. People more than likely are not going to be knocking down your door to join your business. Okay? It doesn't work that way. So we have to give them the information. It's our job to give them the information so they can say yes to the opportunity. They have to know if this is something they want to do. If you don't tell them, if you're not sharing the business, if you're not talking to people about the business, people aren't going to be joining you. So ask yourself, how many, and you don't have to answer me out loud, but I want you to answer yourself. I want you to write this down. I want you to ask yourself, today is Thursday, right? Today's Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. I want you to ask yourself, how many 5-day samples have you sold this week? Write it down. How many times have you sent someone a campfire video? How many times have you sent the campfire video? Write it down. How many since Monday this week have you sent? And how many people have you personally reached out to about joining your team? So how many 5-day samples have you sold? How many times have you sent a campfire video out? And how many times have you personally reached out, not posted on Facebook? How many times have you personally reached out to someone to share the business? Right now, if you look at those 3 numbers, if you're okay with those numbers, if you feel confident and you think that those numbers are appropriate, then give yourself a pat on the back. That's awesome. If you look at those numbers and you're like, oh man, that's not good. That is why I don't have a business building bonuses this week. That is why I'm not growing like some other people. It's okay. But the next question is, do you want next week to be different? And what are you going to do to make a difference? What's an appropriate number for you in the time that you have to work this business? What do you think? How many 5-day samples do you think you need to up it to be able to get some movement, to get a new customer? How many more eyes do you need to get on the campfire video to get a customer to go online and order? And how many more people do you have to reach out to grow your team, to hit GoPro and go MVP? That is how you're going to be successful. I swear to God, there's no other thing. There's nothing else to it. I promise. Skill set only comes into play, really, honestly, as you move forward into leadership. But skill sets you can work on. You're going to be working on your personality, like your influence, your your ability to be a leader, public speaking, all those traits that are in network marketing, you're going to build those for the rest of your time and prove it. So those things are you're going to just work on all the time. So it's not like you have to like hurry up and get a skill set. If you can get eyeballs on the campfire video and the drinker sample, if you can get samples sold, and if you can reach out to people and give them details and ask them about this business, that's how you're going to move forward. Those are the three things. Those are the three things that are going to really exponentially grow your business. I can tell you right now, I probably reach out to at least, I try to, I don't always, but I would say at least 10 to 15 people, new people, every single day. Every single day, y'all. 10 to 15. I reach out and just say something. It might not be something, you know, like, hey, would you join my team? It may just be, hey, how are you doing? I would love to get with you this week and chat. I'm so excited about Prove It. And I know that you've been seeing some of my posts, and I would just love to kind of touch base and see if this is something that you may want to do with me. I may not really give them details, but I might set up for like a coffee date or a play date, but I'm reaching out to them about Prove It. I'm making an attempt to get some one-on-one time with them just so I can share the business. 10 to 15 people, new people I haven't talked to about Prove It every single day. Then I probably send out, at least five day samples every single day. At least 5, right? And eyeballs on the campfire video, I try to do at least 5. 5 people watch the campfire video, and there may be more than that. But sometimes I can't, you know, sometimes I don't, maybe sometimes I'll do more than that. But it's every single day. So if I'm here 7 days a week sending it out to 5 people every single day, that's like 35-ish people that are watching that campfire video during the week for me. So out of those 35, do you want to know how many buyers join? I don't know, maybe 1 or 2. So imagine if you're only talking to 3 or 4 people all week. It's going to take you a lot longer, right, than it's going to take me. So you can't really judge on how fast other people are going, because everybody is doing the amount of level that they're doing is completely different. So it's really based upon your activity. So if you want to go fast in this business, I suggest you really get hungry for the activity. I think for me personally, I really don't focus on the volume. I don't focus on anything else other than GoPro and MVP. Like, that's my go-to every single day. I go into the cloud in the back and I say, okay, who's next for GoPro and MVP? Hang on. Okay, sorry. Even crazy people like me who have an insane life can do this business. You just have to do it, you know, around in your crazy life. But GoPro and MVP is all you really need to focus on. If you have a team of 5, or if you have a team of 500, I encourage you to reach out to them every single day and say, hey, how are you looking for MVP? How are you looking for GoPro? What can I do to help you reach it? Let's get into a 3-way chat today. Give me a list of 2 or 3 people that we can get on a call. Y'all, I know for me that most of the people that joined me, we were on the phone. We had a Zoom call. We had some belly to belly talking, and so they could hear my heart on what we were doing here at Prove It. I suggest you guys do that. We were doing a lot of Zooms in the beginning with like 100 people or something on them, and those are great. But sometimes your guests are intimidated by that. So they don't ask questions. They may listen and they may get the seed planted, but maybe a night or so later, they're gonna be like, you know what, I'm really interested. Let's do a one-on-one. Just get you, your upline, and them back on a Zoom. That's when you're gonna close. So if you don't close someone on a really big Zoom, or this is another suggestion I have, Tuesday nights, get everybody you know on a Tuesday night corporate call. have them dial in at 9:15 Eastern and tell them, even offer them a 2-day sample of, say, I'll give you, a 2-day sample of keto if you get on this call. I really want you to listen to this call. It's not that long. It's like 20 or 30 minutes. Utilize that Tuesday night call. When they're done with the Tuesday night call, ask them to jump on a Zoom. Ask them to jump on a 5-minute Zoom. Say, hey, you can Zoom with me for 5 or 10 minutes. I really want to hear what you thought about the call. Right? And then invite your upline to get on with you. And then you guys can just talk about it. Maybe you have questions and it's something that you can answer, and then close them. There's a name for it, and I don't know because I'm not a network marketing guru, but there's something to in the moment with people. So like there'll be a time when someone is ready to buy, and they would buy if you get them on the website to go buy. If you don't get them right then, they'll change their mind. Right? It's the same thing. If someone gets off a call and they're listening to Dr. Jacob or Dr. Andy slay it, and just like their mind is blown, and then you don't get back with them for a day or two about the call, do you think they're going to join you or buy at that moment? Probably not. You probably lost them. But if you can get them to say, hey, listen to this call, and then I want you to jump on a Zoom with me. I swear it'll only be 10 minutes. Just get on a Zoom with them, do a one-on-one, and say, hey, is this something that you would love to do? Like, I would love for you to do it with me. Let's do it together, right? Get them while it's hot. Get them while they're just coming off of an incredible call that they're so excited about, and their interest is piqued, and they want to go ask you 1,000 questions, right? So utilize that Tuesday night call. Monday night's call is mainly for approvers. You can invite guests to it, but I would definitely suggest the Tuesday night call. We can do Zooms anytime. So I prefer doing them small. So Jennifer's team, if Jennifer says, okay, hey, I want to do a Zoom, like I'm doing a Zoom with Christine's team. They're hungry. Christine reached out to me. She wants to grow. She said, hey, can you do a Zoom with me and my team? Absolutely. I will get on and do a Zoom with just y'all's potentials. So it's more comfortable, it's laid back, they can ask questions, whatever. Let's do that. But I'm not going to come to you and say, hey, do you guys want to do a Zoom? You need to reach out to me and say, hey, when's your availability? I want to do a Zoom with my team and my potentials, right? That's something that y'all have to be proactive in. I have way too many people to follow everybody and say, okay, who's doing a Zoom, who's doing a Zoom, who's doing a Zoom. I will do a Zoom anytime y'all want, as long as I can. And my availability is pretty open. But do that before your team. Get a night. If you have a couple people on your team, say, okay, what's the best night? Let's get on a Zoom after the Tuesday night call, or hey, let's do it Wednesday. Let's get all of our potentials, each grab 2 people, and we'll log in with Kelly and do a Zoom. We can do just the same as the big Zooms, like 15 minutes of product and then 15 minutes of business, and we'll close with the outcome of them enrolling as a customer or a promoter. But let's really drive this new enhancement to the compensation plan. I don't know if y'all listened to the call the other day with Natalie, the huddle call. If you're new and you're on here, hopefully you already know what the huddle call is. The huddle call is Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday at noon Eastern. Every Monday through Friday. You can dial in on the phone. It's recorded. It's live, but you can mute and just listen. It's training, it's encouragement, it's tips, it's some kind of umbilical cord to Michael and Natalie for the most part, or Nick. It's great information. It's always inspiring. It's always something to learn. So get on those huddle calls. That's a huge, huge deal. Be committed to those huddle calls. If you can't listen to them, he's not recording them anymore. He was uploading them to SoundCloud. He's not anymore. He's usually recording them and putting the replay once on the Pulse right after. But if you don't listen to it that day, you're not able to listen to it. So I highly, highly suggest you getting on those calls. But Natalie said, and this is crazy to me because I never really thought about it this way. If you can get 15 people, 15, not that many, 15 people to reach MVP, you will hit champion 6. That's crazy, y'all. Listen to that again. If you can bring in 15 people into your organization and they can get 2,000 in team volume with 4 unique customers and you get them to MVP, you will be champion. Y'all, that is That makes like the hair on my arms stand up. That is the most incredible thing. I'm telling you, that's life-changing, y'all. And that is not hard. That is so, 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 so incredibly doable with some activity. So think about it that way. I would say every single one on this call that is not champ, that should be their goal. 15 MVPs. So if you have people on your team already, get them to MVP. Bring in the rest. But help your people go pro and MVP. Make sure that your goal, if you're new, is to go pro and go MVP as quickly as possible. Don't wait. Don't wait. This business is not flow. This business is get in and go, go, go. So if you are, if you're someone that needs some help with some suggestions or ideas on what to post, reach out to your sponsor. Reach out to your upline, reach out to somebody else in the group, ask on the biohackers page. We can start a thread of, engaging posts. That's exactly what we did at Epic, right? So everybody can kind of give up some ideas. But we have until, let's see, it's 10 o'clock here. This time zone always gets me. It's 10 o'clock here, so the promo ends at 11:59 Central. So it's like 1 o'clock here. So we have a couple hours left of the 25% off. 3 more hours? Okay, so we have a little while left to get your the 25% in. If I were you and you're new, man, I would get off this call. I would go post on my Facebook some exciting excitement and curiosity posts, and then I would shoot that darn campfire video to every single person I knew that was awake at 10 o'clock. Or whatever time it is where you are. I would reach out to everyone that is in your inner circle, all your best friends, your cousins, your church people, your sports people, your kids' friends, parents, whoever is your inner circle, and I would flat out reach out to them. And I would just tell them, oh my gosh, y'all, I am so excited about this opportunity. I found this amazing company, has a new technology that is rocking the marketplace, and I want you to do this with me. Like, I would love for you to run with me. And just reach out to them, ask. And if they say, oh, what's it about? Get them in a conversation with your sponsor. Get them in a 3-way message, right? Save 25%. Now, that's a lot of money, especially when you're talking about joining with an experience pack. I don't know about you, but I'd rather pay $688 or whatever it is versus $928. That's more money in their pocket. They're already making cash money by buying an experience pack at 25% off. That's crazy. They're making money with their initial purchase, several $100s. Tell them that. They won't know that unless you tell them. Tell them we have 25% off for the next 3 hours, and you want to get them in and show them how to make several $1,000s this week. This week. They can make $1,000 just by going MVP. That's not even fast start bonuses and commissions. No, this is a very lucrative, incredible opportunity. Don't wait. Reach out. Go, 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 go. Go pro, go MVP. So get off this call, go post something exciting and pique their curiosity. Reach out to your inner circle and get there. I know, especially when you're new, some of us who have been in it have exhausted our inner circle, right? Because most of us are all here together. So we're having to do things a little bit differently, and that's okay. It makes it fun. But when you're new, how quickly can you grab 2 or 3 people? We all can, right? Some people will just do it because we're best friends and I say do it. You have to do this with me. You're buying this package, it's 25% off. Go reach out to those people. Utilize this sale. Go blow it up. Don't go to bed. Don't go to sleep. Go spend the next 3 hours pushing the every last minute of the sale. That's how you're going to go fast. And then as soon as you get those people to come in, you're going to tell them exactly the same thing. And you're going to turn around and help them do exactly the same thing. So it's really realistic. Like, we were having people hit, and we still are, but you guys have blown my phone up. I think I need a new phone. Like, seriously, the pulse app, I have like smoke coming out the top of my phone. The GoPros and MVPs, like, I can't even keep track anymore. I used to make cute graphics for everybody, and like that lasted like 2 weeks. So I'm like, holy hell, there's like 1,000 people on the team. Like, I can't even keep up. But GoPro and MVP is blowing up. So you go do it. If you're not GoPro and MVP and you just joined, even if you're not just joined, go get it done. Give yourself, the weekend and say, okay, I'm going to utilize this sale for the rest of the night, and then I'm just going to push and drive until I get to GoPro and MVP. I'm going to get it done by this weekend. Get your double MVP. Where's my cards? Double MVP goes from January 29th, or reset goes from January 29th to February 28th. So you have all of February to reset your MVP and get double MVP. So if you've just joined in this month, don't wait the whole month, just go for it. But you do have till the 28th. But utilize the last 3 hours, and let's see how many, somebody just unmute themselves and they're really loud. Go get off the phone and utilize that next 3 hours. Yeah, whoever's in the bathroom, you totally just heard that. Just saying. You guys crack me up, I swear. I want to tell you the truth. This is God's honest truth. I have not had as many belly laughs and like pure humor in my living room. Because my desk is literally in my living room. I have like an office with no wall. By myself in my living room at my desk, and have belly laughs from you guys on the Zoom. You guys crack me up. It's hilarious. I love it. I get you guys are like so either exuberantly comfortable with me or you guys just get totally comfortable and you forget that you're live on Zoom, but I text you. I love it. If you have someone tonight that you know was not on this Zoom, I want you to reach out to them and say, why were you not on training? You're new. You should have been on training. Or, hey, you've been complaining because you're going slow. Why were you not on the Zoom call? You need to be on the Thursday night trainings. Hold them accountable, right? You want people to do well, and we want each other to do well. And sometimes it takes that one person saying, hey, I really, I missed you on the Zoom tonight. I wish you would have been on. Or if they're reaching out to you saying, hey, I need help. I'm not sure what to do. And they're not getting on the huddle calls, and they're not getting on the training, hold them accountable. Say, hey, I know you're saying that you're not doing as well as you want to, but you're not on the calls either. Like, you need to get on the calls. You need to get on the huddle call. You need to reach out to your sponsor. Things like that. So watch, connect, experience, enroll, and go below the heck out of the last 3 hours of the 25% off. Okay, 25% off. Well, it's like how much is it? It was like $412, I think, or something like that. You're making up experience back. I don't even know. It's close to it. It's like in the late upper threes or $400. That's insane. Like, hello, that's a lot of money. And they're gonna go pro and go MVP and make like $1,000. So get people in. Tell them. Give them enough information where they can say yes. That's your job. All right.